Right now, a Janesville parent is banned from school grounds after bringing a gun to Parker High School.
Also, how state Democrats are trying to regain access to safe and legal abortion.
And later on, we'll tell you how much you should expect to pay for your Thanksgiving meal. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. A Janesville Parker parent is banned from school grounds after being arrested for threatening an administrator and bringing a gun.
Our Jalen Banks is in Rock County with what we know about the incident.
In an email sent to parents of the school, the district says that threats were made to the Educational Service building about a Parker High School administrator, and the threats were immediately relayed to the school's resource officer and to school admin. Officials with the district say the parent was upset by rumors online that the school had run out of food, rumors that were not true. When the parent arrived, he was met by the school's officer and was not allowed in the building. The parent admitted to having a handgun in his car. He was then arrested at the school by Janesville police. The parent is currently banned from school district property and events without consent from the district, pending how the legal process plays out. We aren't naming him right now because he hasn't been formally charged with the crime. The district also says the incident was able to be isolated in a centralized area that did not require them to go into lockdown. Reporting in Janesville, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Jalen. The parent is currently being held in the Rock County Jail and is waiting his first court appearance. Let's get a check on the weather now. Happy November, everybody. A chilly day on the backyard patio. Not as bad as yesterday, though.
No, it feels like November. You know, you don't expect Halloween to have snow, but we did. Today, we still had a fair amount of cloud cover, but for the most part, it's been dry. You can see on visible cloud track the white that's near Milwaukee. That doesn't change. That's snow on the ground from yesterday's snow. Our snow melted pretty quickly over most of southern Wisconsin, but you can see those clouds coming in from the west. Now, radar shows perhaps a couple of flurries of snow out there. Haven't seen any surface reports that that's reaching the ground, but we'll keep an eye on that. Low temperatures last night were pretty cold. Once the skies cleared out, dropped to 20 in Madison. Other places were in the teens like Waukesha and Watertown up to the north and west. 14 for the overnight low temperature in Camp Douglas. Current temperatures are in the upper 30s to near 40 degrees. Madison right now sitting at 37. Janesville's at 37. Here in Dane County, 39 in Middleton, 39 in Verona, and 37 degrees in Sun Prairie. Look for skies to be partly to mostly cloudy this evening. Temperatures will hold nearly steady in the middle 30s. Later on, I'll take a look at the forecast. It does include some improvement in temperatures, but also the possibility for some rain as we head toward the weekend.
All right, Gary, thank you. If Wisconsin's abortion ban gets overturned and abortion becomes legal in Wisconsin, there are some laws on the books that would impact how Wisconsinites obtain an abortion.
But some lawmakers want to change that, as political reporter Will Keneally explains live tonight from the Capitol. Will?
So the fate of the state's abortion ban is in a Dane County court right now, where a judge appears poised to strike down the ban and make abortions legal in Wisconsin again. But what would that landscape look like in Wisconsin after the decision? Well, some Democratic lawmakers want it to be easier to access abortion.
I think the voters of Wisconsin have made clear that bodily autonomy is a priority for them.
Two Madison Democrats introduced legislation to eliminate what they describe as some barriers to legal abortion in Wisconsin. The bills would take away requirements for abortion providers to have hospital admitting privileges and perform physical exams on those seeking abortions. It would also require healthcare providers to give medically accurate information to patients, not provide misinformation about abortions. Some of those requirements have been on the books for about a decade.
After the major sea change election in 2010 in our state, we went from being considered a supportive state to abortion access to a hostile state for abortion access.
Jenny Higgins is the director for a University of Wisconsin Collaborative on Reproductive Equity.
Even with abortion care reinstated, we have some of the worst medication abortion restrictions in the country and other unevidence-based laws that make us considered a hostile state.
These changes to abortion law are not likely going anywhere in the GOP-controlled legislature.
You know, Republicans have proposed legislation that touches on the issue of informed consent and patients' right to receive medical care. True, not in the context of reproductive freedom.
But this could serve as an indication of where Democrats are headed on abortion, especially with a new, friendly state Supreme Court.
We know that patients' rights, we want to center patient safety. And in order to do that, these three bills will help ensure not only patient safety, but patients' rights.
So So what's the status of abortion here in Wisconsin right now? Well, there's a court case challenging the abortion ban over the summer. That's in Dane County Court right now. We're expecting a final ruling on that sometime this fall. In September, though, abortion clinics in both Madison and Milwaukee resumed providing abortions in anticipation of that final ruling. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. A former Rock County deputy sheriff accused of sexually assaulting multiple children was sentenced to 6 years in prison. 36-year-old Gary Huber was charged with 10 felony charges, including first-degree child sexual assault and repeated sexual assault of the same child. In August, he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of forcing a child between the age of 13 to 18 to view sexual activity and 2 counts of exposing his genitals to a child. His prison sentence will be followed by 10 years of extended supervision. Construction on the east-west bus rapid transit route in Madison is still in progress, but the city is already starting to look ahead to adding a north-south route.
Our Armand Rahman is at the first of a few public meetings where community feedback on that new route is wanted. He's live tonight from the Urban League on Madison's south side. Armand?
Yeah, Eric and Susan. The meeting is about to get underway here around 5:30. They're setting up inside the Urban League right now on the city's south side. Now, just to be clear, like you said, this is for a route expected in 2027 that will run north and south across the city. Like you guys said, the construction that many people will be seeing around the city right now is for the east-west route, which is expected to start running late next year. Now, the city is hoping to hear from people living around where that second route would go, mainly how they feel about these station locations, the use of bus-only lanes, and other parts of the project. Now, if you aren't able to make it tonight, there is another meeting planned for tomorrow at 5:30 at the Warner Community Center on the city's north side. Then there are 2 meetings next week in person on Thursday in Fitchburg and virtual on Wednesday. All of those start here at 5:30. And I'll be here tonight hearing what people have to say about the north-south route and what they are saying right now about the construction happening on the east-west route. And have more from them tonight at 10. For now, live on the south side of Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
We will see you at 10, Armand. Thank you. Donald Trump Jr. took the stand today in the civil fraud trial against his family and their business. He is named as a defendant in the $250 million lawsuit brought by the New York Attorney General's office. Trump Jr. and his brother Eric are accused of knowingly participating in a scheme to inflate their father's net worth to obtain financial benefits. He claims he relied on the expertise of the Trump Organization's accounting and legal departments.
This morning, 6 Democratic senators, including Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin, denounced newly elected House Speaker conservative Mike Johnson. The lawmakers highlighted his previous legal attempts to ban abortion nationwide and his legal work for an anti-queer group that promoted conversion therapy, a discredited practice widely condemned by most major medical institutions and shown to be harmful to struggling LGBTQ people.
He is as radical as they come, and of course it's not just that he is against a woman's right, our right to make decisions about our own bodies, but he goes after the LGBTQ plus community, and you name a minority group, and probably he's taken some kind of a position against it.
The anti-queer group Johnson did legal work for shut down in 2013, with its founder posting a public apology for the pain and hurt that his organization caused.
November is Homeless Awareness Month in Wisconsin, and an event at the Capitol today highlighted the needs in the state. Works of art were on display created by people who are or have experienced homelessness. On average, every day there are more than 1,000 people in Dane County alone in need of housing. Statewide, a one-day count from January of individuals and families living on the streets, in shelters, or transitional housing tallied more than 4,800 people.
Well, yesterday was Halloween, which means today is Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, a traditional indigenous Mexican holiday celebrating and remembering those who have passed away. Living celebrants wear lavish outfits and construct altars with offerings for the dead. While the Latinx population in Madison has grown, one of the only public events for the holiday is a musical celebration at the Memorial Union called Hasta la Muerte.
We tell them border stories. The border between life and death, the border between grief and gratitude, the borders between, different communities and experiences. So it's a wonderful experience and spectacle, and we're excited to be here in Madison.
And if you're interested in celebrating Day of the Dead by attending the show, visit channel3000.com for more information.
Borrowers have seen interest rates skyrocket in the past year. One key interest rate is currently at a 22-year high, but it's not going any higher for now. The Federal Reserve's latest interest rate strategy is to leave rates alone. The Fed said it would keep its benchmark rate at about 5.4%, its highest level in 22 years.
And how far we have come, along with the uncertainties and risks we face, the committee is proceeding carefully.
Many experts believe the Fed may be done raising rates, but Powell is keeping the door open.
Still ahead on News 3 Now at 5, we're following Washington's efforts on aiding Israel.
And after 3 weeks of waiting at the border between Gaza and Egypt, hundreds of people have been allowed to leave the Strip. We'll have that and more next.
And on Wall Street, the Dow makes it 3 days in a row with gains climbing 222 points. The Nasdaq jumps 210. S&P adds 44. We'll be right back.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need, because they're a part of them, because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
My favorite thing about the Power Swabs is that I was actually able to take the swab and really get through some of those areas that are kind of like untreated. I felt like I can immediately see the results, and I'm like, oh, I'm definitely starting to see the shades getting brighter and brighter, or whiter and whiter.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution.
Well, they're whiter, they're brighter, and I feel better about my smile. And it was so easy to do.
One friend was like, your teeth look like really white. Did you do anything to it? And I was like, I did. I did Power Swabs.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. This Thanksgiving, order Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 50% off and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Coming up on News 3 Now, parents share their concerns after a gun was brought on school grounds and then used to threaten staff. Catch the community's response to the alarming incident in Janesville. That's tonight at 6.
Cheers to you for donating more than 5,000 coats for kids to help local families in need stay warm this winter. News 3 Now. Clinky Cleaners, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County, and Magic 98 are grateful for your generosity. Thank you. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
As the fighting continues in the Middle East, Congress is meeting this evening to write a bill that would provide aid for Israel in its fight against Hamas, but it does not include money to support Ukraine and other national security needs. New House Speaker Mike Johnson is behind the standalone bill, but his plan not only faces opposition from Democrats, but from Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell as well, who doesn't want to separate Israeli aid from Ukrainian aid, along with Taiwan and border security. The House proposal pays for the Israeli aid by cutting funding to the IRS.
Any member of the House of Representatives that votes to fund the IRS
and not to fight evil is something they're going to have to live with.
But House Republicans are asking a price for helping them by cutting off funding that holds rich tax cheats accountable. That ain't happening, House. It ain't happening.
In the unlikely event the House plan makes it through Congress, President Biden has threatened to veto the bill. For the first time in more than 3 weeks, hundreds of people waiting at the border between Gaza and Egypt have been allowed to leave.
The development comes as Israel's military took aim again at a refugee camp in Gaza, claiming there are Hamas targets in the area. Tina Kraus reports from Tel Aviv.
Hundreds of Palestinians holding dual citizenship left Gaza Wednesday, including some Americans, through the Rafah border crossing into Egypt. Ambulances filled with dozens of injured Palestinians were also allowed to leave. Headed into Gaza, more humanitarian aid, though health officials say the supplies are still just a fraction of what's needed for the millions of civilians living in the Hamas-controlled territory, which has been almost completely cut off since the brutal terror attack on Israel last month. The humanitarian breakthrough comes as Israel intensifies its military operations in Gaza. Hamas says Israeli missile strikes on the northern Jabalia refugee camp killed and injured dozens of civilians. Israel says the strikes killed dozens of Hamas fighters, including a senior commander, and destroyed a tunnel complex. In Jerusalem, mourners gathered for the funeral of one of at least 16 soldiers Israel says have been killed since the start of the ground invasion. While in Tel Aviv, sirens warned of incoming rockets, sending Israelis running to shelters.
Israelis we spoke to say every day is a struggle with the heartbreak and anxiety war brings.
You have to take a deep breath to fill the lungs with breath, with air.
To feel life.
To feel life, to go on.
Local markets here are much emptier than usual as Israelis try to find their own way to live through a war they're being told will be long and difficult. Tina Kraus, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
The Hamas-run Palestinian Health Ministry says more than 8,700 Palestinians have been killed in the war, mostly women and children. More than 1,400 Israelis were killed, mostly civilians who were killed during Hamas's attack on October 7th. Hamas is still holding more than 200 people hostage, including children.
Let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti now. Maybe some temps warming up.
No, they can't go any lower than they've been. But as we head into the month of November, the average high temperature, 52 degrees for today. The average low is 34, and you can see we've been quite a distance from that. By the end of the month, normally we're down to the upper 30s and lower 20s for the highs and lows, but we've been as warm as 77 degrees back in 1933 on the first of the month, and on the 28th of November, we're down to 14 below zero in 1887. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Average precipitation about a little less than 2.5 inches of rain, and normally for the month we get about 3.5 inches of snow. We picked up just a little bit yesterday to end up October. But it was cold last night across the entire Midwest. Madison dropped to 20 degrees. That's been our coldest temperature so far. But most of the state saw temperatures in the teens, and also an area close to Lake Michigan, inland there. That was an area that got a couple of inches of snow yesterday, so that cooled them off as the skies cleared out overnight. But right now, temperatures are seasonably cold, and there might be a flurry or two of snow out there in the clouds. That shows up on radar, but we're not seeing any surface reports that it's reaching the ground, so that might just be precipitation that's aloft. But three things you need to know in the forecast. Tomorrow should be partly sunny. It'll be cool, but just not as cold. High temperatures probably in the upper 40s. And then as we head into the weekend, we'll see some slight chances for showers Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Better chances for rain return on Monday, and then by the middle of next week, those temperatures drop off again, so showers may mix in with a few flakes of snow as we head toward, say, Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. But the high temperature trend, well, the average high temperature goes from 52 down to 48 over the next 10 days, but we're only going to be near those high temperatures right over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday of next week. After that, those temperatures drop back to well below normal levels, right around 40 degrees for the middle of next week. The storm that we had yesterday has pulled off to the east. Now you can see this is typical fall weather. The Great Lakes still, the water's not frozen over. The water's warm relative to the land. So as these cold northwesterly winds travel across the Great Lakes, you can start to see these lake effect snow bands that are kicking in. So a sign that we're definitely into fall. But to the north and west, Also, our winds are coming in from the north and west. That's going to keep our temperatures colder than normal for a while. You can see right now most of Wisconsin temperatures in the 30s. Now, there's some sunshine out to the west. Temperatures there in the 40s, but we're not going to see that clearing until later on tonight, and that will just allow our temperatures to drop back into the upper 20s. In fact, by 9 p.m., planning your night, look for the back edge of that cloudiness just to the west of Madison. That kind of comes on through. So temperatures staying really steady in the 30s this evening. But once we get past midnight, with the clear skies, or clearing skies anyway, temperatures drop into the lower 30s and then eventually to the upper 20s to around 30 degrees by the time we get towards 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Planning your night across Dane County, low of 30 in Mount Vernon, 31 DeForest, 30 in Marshall, with partly cloudy skies overnight. Rest of southern Wisconsin down to 29 in Monroe, 29 in Lone Rock, and 24 in Camp Douglas. For tomorrow, partly sunny, not quite as cold. High temperature at 47 degrees thanks to a southwesterly breeze. First warn 7 to 10-day forecast. Those temperatures back up to the 50s for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but we'll see at least slight chances for rain over the weekend. The best chances of rain on Monday. And then as we turn colder for the middle part of next week, those showers could mix with flakes of snow, but at least it'll be warm enough it shouldn't stick to the ground. We'll warm back up into the mid-40s by next weekend, but chances for rain return again. As we take a look at first warn traffic right now, Beltline looks pretty good. Just our usual minor delays around Monona Drive. Not seeing any issues on I-39, 90, 94 on the east side of Madison. Right now, 15-minute trip either way on the Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. From Sun Prairie to downtown takes you 19 minutes on the inbound trip. As you're heading outbound away from Madison, 23 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville on I-39-90, 15 minutes from Middleton to Sauk City on US 12, and from downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue, US 151, takes you 20 minutes. That's your news for now. First warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. And still ahead at 5, lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer deaths in America. After the break, what the American Cancer Society is doing to save more lives.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Secure your home, add privacy, and keep your children and pets safe with one call to Revamp Fence, South Central Wisconsin's trusted source for high-quality fencing solutions. Revamp Fence installs state-of-the-art vinyl structures 5 times stronger than wood, wind, water, and fade-resistant, easy to clean and maintain, with a variety of stunning color combinations to enhance curb appeal, and backed with a lifetime warranty. Call now during our home safety event. You'll save with 50% off installation of a new fence, or choose 24 months no interest financing. Plus, receive a $250 Home Depot gift card with purchase and a bonus. Call during this program and receive a free upgrade to solar fence post cap lights. From Madison and South Central Wisconsin, call 1-800-565-5096. That's 1-800-565-5096.
Surgenian's landfill-free guarantee has kept more than 20 million pounds of commercial and residential carpet and pad from area landfills. Visit Madison's largest showroom of flooring options, including eco-friendly products. Local, sustainable Surgenian's.
Don't miss the 34th Annual Winter Art Fair off the Square, November 11th and 12th at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. Featuring over 100 Wisconsin exhibitors with a wonderful selection of ceramics, paintings, glass art, wood, jewelry, and much more. Place your bids at our silent auctions Saturday only. Children will enjoy the Young Collector's Corner. Buy local for the holidays. The Winter Art Fair off the Square. Put it on your calendar today.
SSM Health and News 3 Now would like to invite you and your family to make a colorful connection this giving season. Go to channel3000.com to download a Time for Kids coloring sheet or find it in November's Madison magazine. Add color and a kind message, then mail it to SSM Health. They'll share with a hospital patient who can't be home for the holidays. And you might even see it on News 3 Now. Take time for kids and spread joy to others by making a colorful connection.
Hold it! Imagine a world with no drama.
I haven't signed Jody's card yet.
Ordering promotional products guaranteed to create memorable moments is an easy mission at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
There's never been a better time to buy a new beauty rest from Steinhoffels. Save up to $900 on adjustable base sets. Queen Beauty Rest mattresses start at just $399. Or upgrade to the luxury and comfort of a Beauty Rest Black for only $44 per month when you use Steinhoffels 72-month financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash and a $100 MasterCard rewards card. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, we have good news for those eating a traditional Thanksgiving meal.
It's on to the next holiday, right?
Yep.
The price of turkey is down 13% compared to last year. Could fall even lower as we get closer to the holiday. That's according to the Wells Fargo Agri-Food Institute. The Thanksgiving bird is often a loss leader, meaning stores sell them at a discount just to get those shoppers in the door.
And with wholesale prices down almost 30% from a year ago, that gives the retailer a lot of room to discount those turkeys as we get right towards Thanksgiving.
Ham, on the other hand, will cost you more. It's up about 5% from last year. Canned cranberries are even more expensive, up 60% this year. But fresh fruits and vegetables are either at or below last year's prices. Lung cancer is the second most common cancer. It is the leading cause of cancer deaths in the United States.
Now the American Cancer Society is updating its screening guidelines to try to save more lives. Stephanie Stahl has more.
56-year-old Joe Diana is a lung cancer survivor. 15 years ago, an X-ray for an injury led to the unexpected but early diagnosis.
I like to call it a divine intervention, that someone had a purpose for me to get cancer, to beat cancer, and to help other people do the same.
A smoker for 25 years, he had surgery to remove his right lung and needed chemotherapy.
I quit smoking 4 days before surgery.
To try to reduce deaths from lung cancer, the American Cancer Society is updating screening guidelines, lowering the age for a yearly low-dose CT scan to 50 for people who smoke or formerly smoked a pack a day for 20 years or 2 packs a day for 10 years. There is also no longer a years since quitting requirement. Dr. Karen Knutson says the changes reflect the latest research.
We were screening too few individuals. Individuals were not eligible for screening who should have been, whose lives could be saved from earlier lung cancer diagnosis.
The new guidance makes nearly 5 million more people eligible for screening, boosting the number to 19.2 million.
Lung cancer is the #1 leading cause of cancer death for both men and women. We can reverse that trend through prevention, but also through screening for all who are eligible.
I changed my life completely.
After treatment, Joe started running, taking part in 5Ks and even triathlons.
Get screened for the people who love you, so you can be around for them if you won't do it for yourself. But it's critical.
He hopes more people get the message. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News.
We'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast when we come back.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-GOT-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjord's furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjord's furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
Imagine a world with no drama.
I haven't signed Jody's card yet.
At 4imprint, finding the promotional products you need to create a memorable moment is an easy mission. Our expert team will take care of every detail to make your success a certainty. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Progress means producing renewable fuels for trucks on the road today. We're partnering with farmers to develop these fuels using everything from plant byproducts to cow manure. And then using those fuels to help lower the life cycle carbon intensity of the transportation industry. driving the world forward today while forging new roads to the future. That's energy in progress.
Thank you so much for picking up.
When you really desperately need to talk to your insurance company, when you're having one of the worst days of your life,
What do people do at a time like this?
sometimes you just want to talk to someone, a person, not a robot or a recording or an app. Oh, sure, we have all that stuff.
By Friday.
But on a day like that,
Just like that?
that phone line can end up feeling like a lifeline.
Thank you so much for listening.
At a time like that, you want a company like West Bend, because the worst brings out our best.
Menards is your one-stop shop for all your pet supply needs. From leashes and collars to toys and food, you're sure to find what you're looking for. Stock up on Master Paw's original dog food for just $28.99 after rebate. Or pick up Master Paw's cat litter for $9.99 after rebate. If you need it for your pet, you'll find it at Menards. Because we know that pets are family, and family deserves the best.
Save big money at Menards.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK, I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
We've got a lot of news coming up. A class action lawsuit verdict that could change the way Americans buy and sell homes. What the case that awarded homeowners $1.8 billion could mean for you. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And then coming up tonight at 6, it's been dubbed Farmageddon. We visit a local pharmacy sharing concerns being expressed across the nation about difficult working conditions.
Then we go to Gary, one final check of the forecast.
Starting to see a little bit of sun on the western horizon. There's the live view from the WISC-TV Skycam. The Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam shows the sun starting to peek underneath the clouds. So we'll turn partly cloudy tonight, but temperatures are cold, mainly mid to upper 30s right now.
We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.